I am already taking an L on a take that I had like 2 weeks ago or whatever. I was wrong to take San Antonio's under when we did win total over unders. I'm just saying right now, hand up, I was wrong. Bad take, Sam, is what it is. Not only do the Spurs hit their over, they just straight up make the playoffs as well.
Okay.
I think that this team is going to be quite good. And I think what I underestimated with them is I don't know if I underestimated how good Wemby is, but I think that to some extent, I was like, oh no, he's going to be great. He's going to average like 26, 12, and 5, and everything's going to be good, and we're all going to be sweet, right? I underestimated how many really, really good players they have on that roster already, even like while Sohan is out with this like wrist injury or whatever. Guys like even like Keldon Johnson is your 8th man, right? And like Luke Cornett is there as your backup center. And like Julian Champagnie is like deep on the bench, right? And you obviously have Castle, you have Vassell, you have Dylan Harper, who, as I said, you did a breakdown on the Substack, right? Dylan Harper looks ready to go right now. Looks ready to go on defense, looks ready to go as a playmaker. The jumper looks a little bit better to me. This dude is ready, in my opinion, to be like a real dude for them immediately. So then you throw in like Shooter and Harrison Barnes, and you throw like all of these dudes, right? I think they just have a little too much talent surrounding Wemby. And I think that assuming that Wemby ends up in that like top 5 or 6 MVP conversation, like you and I talked about when we did awards predictions, I think that there's just enough talent there for it to be they are in the play-in or the playoffs, not the play-in.
Yeah.
And they win like 48-ish games or so.
Listen, I went under as well. And I mean, it wasn't one that I loved. I think my thing was like, okay, do they end up just being maybe, 1 year, one more year before like they really make that push? I have them in the play-in, like right there. But like, I would not be surprised if they went to the over. And a lot of it has to do with Wemby. I mean, we can't ever say enough about him. But I'm with you. I kind of, De'Aaron Fox, obviously, as well. Vassell, I have come to like appreciate Vassell's game a little bit. You mentioned Keldon Johnson, especially if he's coming off the bench for you. I think Harrison Barnes is like a nice 5th starter when you have this other talent around it. Dylan Harper, I said it in that breakdown, like defensively is where he really impressed me. Like I have some questions offensively, like he's got to start using his right hand more and something, but he still plays with awesome pace. And he hit a really smooth looking corner catch and shoot 3 in that game. But defensively, man, he made some real plays, like understood some screen navigation stuff, made a great play on a tag of the lob to the roll man, and he showed the explosion to go up, tap it away, start transition. And listen, Julian Champagnie, I think people can probably start to figure out the type of players I really like. AJ Green, Julian Champagnie, Sam Merrill, these guys that can really shoot it, but also defend a little bit, will rebound. I think that's a guy that makes a lot of sense for this roster in terms of just providing floor spacing and being low maintenance, needing the ball or anything else. So I think it's really like, how do you incorporate all of the defensively is where I'm like, man, they could be really good depending on certain lineups. Castle on the floor, whatever Dylan Harper ends up being as a rookie, Sohan, obviously. It's a fun roster. I'm still cool with where I was at on them, but I get it.
Yeah, I'm just I'm pretty bullish on them at this point after seeing them. Like I think they look really, really good. It's kind of where I'm at. This is without Fox too, is the crazy thing. And like, I think De'Aaron's going to be really big for them as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think he comes in and just like immediately helps. I am a big fan. Like everything I've seen in the preseason, like reminded me, oh no, like this team should be actually quite good, like pretty quickly here because of Wemby, like taking this massive leap that we're expecting and, probably being ready from day one to be like that. This is 27 and 12 and 5 guy. And man, like the fact that he already looks the way that he does is just like crazy to me. Like that game against Indiana, like on Tuesday, was insane. He played like 25 minutes and had 27 and 11 rebounds and just completely took it over. Yeah. I mean, that guy's like a top 5 or 6 player in the league probably already.
Yeah. I mean, I will be surprised if he's not the fifth guy whenever we do, or I was already thinking about quarter, we haven't played a game yet. And I was like, man, I wonder what quarter of the season awards are going to look like, like who's going to be our first team.
Yeah.
Like my guess is that he ends up being the fifth guy along with the 4 we've mentioned, again, assuming health for everybody and all that. Really where I think about that is like, where can Cade Cunningham get, like Homer conversation here. It's like, I think Cade's due for a huge year and, can he get into the, first team all NBA? And it's like, if everybody's healthy, I just don't see how he does, because I just think Wemby's going to be that good. So if we get to some of our, ones that we didn't choose, we can talk more about that later. Cause I did have a Cade Cunningham bold prediction that's not going to end up in my top few.